Hi, I'm Kevin Reilly, former NFL athlete. I started my career in the NFL with the Miami Dolphins. I went to training camp with them, then played 3 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, and finally finished my career in New England. After those 4 years in the NFL, due to the pounding that I took, especially playing special teams, I developed a tumor that resulted in the loss of my left arm, my left shoulder, and 4 ribs. That's a prosthetic device. If I'm ever in a fight, I'm leading with this shoulder. But anyway, as a result of that, I had a major obstacle in life that I had to overcome. And one of the things that I sat in the hospital and I worried about is how will I ever get back to being not only the athlete that I once was, but just a normal human being. And I started to worry about the things that I wouldn't be able to do. Keyboards, doing stick shift Subarus, buttons and zippers, oh my. And I had a well-meaning volunteer who had lost his arm that came in and told me that I would be limited. He said I wouldn't be able to tie my shoes. He said I wouldn't be able to tie my tie. And I started to get really depressed, and a guy by the name of Rocky Blyer called me on the phone. Now, Rocky's a former NFL All-Pro that has 4 Super Bowl rings, but was injured very seriously in Vietnam and was told he'd never play in the NFL. Well, he proved all the experts wrong. And he called me that day to give me the motivation to tell me, do not let my dreams die. And regardless of what that well-meaning volunteer told me, he told me to marshal on. And he told me to try to do the things he told me not to do. So the first thing I tried to do, the second I hung up the phone, is I tried to tie my tie and tie my shoes. And over again. And guess what? I failed a few times. But guess what? I also connected a few times. And I found out I wouldn't have to get those clip-on ties that the guy told me about. I found out that if I tried over and over again in consistent persistence at what I was trying to do, that I could succeed. And not only did I end up tying my ties, I ended up doing a lot of other things. I've run in 5 half marathons. I've run in a full marathon. The things that you can accomplish if you believe in them are there. And Rocky gave me this little poem that I still share with you today, and don't tell anybody. It goes like this. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but you think you can't, it's almost a cinch that you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For in this world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in a state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You got to think high to rise. You got to be sure of yourself before you can win the prize. Remember, life's battles don't always go to the biggest, fastest, or smartest man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. If you set your goals high enough and you implement a good game plan and you have confidence in yourself and faith in your God, you can accomplish anything. Remember this, there may be no such thing as magic, but there are miracles. But first you got to believe.